If you served at one of these locations during the time in which you were exposed to burn pits and you have one of these presumptive conditions, you should essentially be granted automatic service connection on your application. Hi, I'm Lori Underwood. I'm a VA accredited attorney working for Woods & Woods law firm. We represent veterans in their VA disability compensation claims and appeals. Today we're going to be talking about burn pits and recent legislation that expanded the presumptive conditions related to burn pits. For far too long, there were no presumptive conditions related to burn pits, and it wasn't until 2014 that the VA started the burn pit registry, which was collecting names of people, of veterans who have been exposed to burn pits so they could do more research and look into the adverse health effects of those exposures. Over time, as research and medical advancements were made, then we start to see some burn pit presumptives trickle in, and we'll get caught up to where we are today, which was the signing of the PACT Act, which expanded burn pit presumptives tremendously. The PACT Act stands for the Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics. It was signed into law on August 10th, 2022. A little bit of history about the PACT Act is it's formally named after Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson, who died in 2020 from lung cancer after battling the disease for many years. Sergeant Robinson was deployed twice to Iraq and exposed to burn pits in both of his deployments, and that resulted in his lung cancer. After he passed away, his wife and his family continued the fight to bring this PACT Act into law and expand the presumptives for veterans like Mr. Robinson and all of the others who have been exposed to burn pits through their service as well. The PACT Act is a very expansive piece of legislation. It is probably the most expansive piece I've seen since I've been practicing VA law for nearly a decade. It covers not only burn pits, but numerous toxins that the veterans have been exposed to, not only our Southwest Asian veterans, but some of our prior conflicts as well. Burn pits are massive waste combustion facilities that were used on our military bases frequently in the global war on terror. These burn pit areas on the military base were used to burn many different sources of trash, including toxic waste, which contaminated the air, providing the toxins in the air quality for our veterans. They were large, they were visibly dirty. Most veterans are aware if they've been exposed to burn pits. Some of the things that they burned were paint, electronics, rubber, the list goes on and on. If you'd like more information on burn pits, you can look at the videos we have linked in the comments below and visit some of our other videos on our YouTube channel. They give more explanation. Prior to the PACT Act, we know a lot of claims associated with burn pits were denied. The medical research just wasn't there yet for a presumption to be granted by the VA. Over the years, as the advocates for these presumptives continued to pound the pavement and the medical advances were made, it became clear that there were conditions that the VA was going to be able to presume to be related to these burn pits. And those are the conditions that have been included in the PACT Act. Once the PACT Act was signed, providing the presumptives, then the medical nexus was no longer needed for the burn pit exposed veteran to be granted service connection if they were diagnosed with these conditions. Before the passage of the PACT Act, there were 3 lung conditions and 9 rare cancers which were considered presumptives to burn pit exposure. But that was insufficient as evidenced by the PACT Act, which added numerous other conditions. The PACT Act added several types of cancer, including head cancer of any type, neck cancer of any type, respiratory cancer of any type, gastrointestinal cancer of any type, reproductive cancer of any type, lymphoma cancer of any type, lymphatic cancer of any type, kidney cancer, brain cancer, glioblastoma, melanoma, and pancreatic cancer. Other conditions added by the PACT Act include chronic bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, otherwise known as COPD, constrictive bronchiolitis or obliterative bronchiolitis, emphysema, granulomatous disease, interstitial lung disease, pleuritis, pulmonary fibrosis, sarcoidosis, chronic sinusitis, chronic rhinitis, and rhinosinusitis. There are links in the description for a full list and article relating to the conditions we've mentioned above. The PACT Act not only added presumptive conditions, but also expanded locations which the burn pit exposure is presumed to have occurred. You can see a full list of those places in the descriptions box. There's a link provided below. That automatic grant keeps the veteran from having the burden of providing that medical nexus. We do have more information regarding medical nexus, and that is available in the links below. The PACT Act was signed into law on August 10th, 2022. The veteran had up to 1 year to make a claim for a burn pit presumptive condition and have it relate back to the date of what is called the liberalizing law. August 10th, 2022 is the date of the liberalizing law because that is the date that it was signed into and made law. So the veteran had up until August 9th to get that claim in. However, on August 9th, the VA's systems crashed because there were so many last-minute claims, and they did expand that deadline to August 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So if the veteran made a claim for one of the PACT Act presumptive conditions or filed an intent to file a claim by August 14th, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, then a grant for that service connection would relate back to August 10th of 2022 when the PACT Act was signed into law. If the veteran did not get their claim or intent to file in by that August 14th deadline, then the claim would relate back to the date of the new claim that has been filed since then. The PACT Act added numerous severe and significant claims for presumptive service connection for our veterans. These conditions may be so severe that they also prevent the veteran from being able to work, and that would give rise to a total disability individual unemployability claim, otherwise known as TDIU. We have numerous videos and blog posts on TDIU that are available in the description. Specifically, there are numerous lung conditions that were added by the PACT Act, and these can have a variety of physical impairments and limitations on a veteran, such as shortness of breath, inactivity, or they may give rise to secondary conditions that could also be service-connected. For example, if you are presumptive service-connected for COPD because of your exposure to burn pits. COPD is often known to cause sleep apnea, and sleep apnea can lead to a whole host of other symptoms which may also be rateable, such as headaches or fatigue, and ultimately unemployability if you can't hold a job because of the combined effects of these limitations. The same can be true of any presumptive condition and now included in the PACT Act as well. The PACT Act provided presumptive service connection for numerous cancers. Cancers are rated with a 100% temporary rating while they're active and in treatment, up to 6 months after the treatment has concluded. After that conclusion and the post 6 months, cancers are usually rated on the residuals of the veteran experiences because of either the cancer itself or the treatment that they endured to treat the cancer. For example, chemotherapy is known to cause a number of permanent secondary side effects that could be rateable in and of themselves, including hearing loss, nerve damage, heart conditions, and that's just a few examples. Well, the PACT Act certainly made grants for service connection easier on some of our veterans, but VA claims and appeals in general are still very hard to win. There may be more benefits on the table for the veteran that they should be granted that are not initially visible through that PACT Act, and that's what we're here to help with. We know how to preserve effective dates. We know how to make a solid case before the VA. We work with medical professionals who understand VA claims, and we work hard to maximize the veterans' benefits and get what they deserve. If you would like to know more about VA benefits in general, visit our YouTube channel or visit our website at woodslawyers.com. If you're wondering if you would qualify for IU or 100% or even service connection in general, then reach out to us for a consultation. Click on the contact page in the description below or call us, and we'll be happy to discuss your claims.